In many rural communities across Southeast Asia, the morning begins with a specific chore. Villagers walk outside to check the clothes left hanging on the line overnight. They're looking for soil, for filth, and specifically for blood. Nearby, there is another quiet ritual. When a woman gives birth, the placenta is taken away from the home. It is buried deep underground, deliberately hidden where nothing can dig it up. These precautions exist because of a creature called the Krasue. In the dark, she appears as a woman's head, severed cleanly at the neck. Beneath that head trails a raw, living network of internal organs, trachea, heart, lungs, and intestines, drifting through the dark on a pale glow. But that is only her night form. By day, she operates in plain sight. She is an ordinary woman in the community, often beautiful, often deeply respected, a neighbor you greet every morning. The morning inspections and the buried placentas are active, modern defense strategies. The villagers are protecting themselves against an entity that hides among them, specifically hunting the unborn. Every evening at dusk, the transformation begins. The headless body is tucked away in the dark, hidden spaces around the village, waiting for the head's return. The head separates from the torso as naturally as someone taking off a coat. Freed from her physical shell, she hunts. She tracks the distinct biological scent of a woman approaching childbirth. Hovering outside a home, she extends a long, invisible proboscis to reach inside and extract the fetus directly from the womb. This diagram breaks down her anatomy. Her exposed, trailing intestines are a massive liability, highly susceptible to getting snagged. Families exploit this flaw, constructing physical barricades of spiked bamboo around their homes to act like a net against her drifting organs. The environment of these villages is shaped by biological warfare against a predator. The architecture, the placement of fences, and the management of daily laundry are entirely dictated by the physical limitations of what stalks them. The origin of this curse reaches back 700 years. According to the foundational myth, a 13th century Khmer princess named Irawati was caught in an illicit romance with a young soldier and sentenced to burn at the stake. As the flames rose, a priestess cast a desperate spell to save her. The incantation worked, but poorly. The fire consumed Irawati's body, while the magic protected her head and vital organs, pulling them free from the pyre. Other regional beliefs trace the origin to karma rather than magic. In these versions, a woman commits severe transgressions in life, fraud, grave sin, or murder. The resulting karmic debt condemns her spirit to an endless, filthy hunger after death. Today, the curse acts like a biological contagion. It passes through the transfer of contaminated saliva, or it travels down the family tree. A witch's daughters and granddaughters inherit the condition, receiving a fate they had absolutely no part in creating. Whether triggered by a botched spell, karmic weight, or genetic inheritance, the result is identical. The affliction permanently strips a woman of her bodily autonomy, turning her physical form against her own will. As the mythology crossed borders, it adapted. In Cambodia, she is known as the Op. This variation centers on the anxiety of hidden malice within tight-knit communities, where the curse spreads when a neighbor tricks you into exchanging bodily fluids. In Malaysia, she becomes the Penanggalan. She carries a permanent, distinct scent of vinegar. Before she can reattach her head at dawn, she must soak her swollen, blood-engorged organs in vats of vinegar to shrink them enough to fit back inside her body cavity. The Penanggalan adapts her hunting strategy to local construction. Traditional Malaysian stilt houses feature elevated living spaces. The creature exploits this by hiding beneath the floorboards, attacking the sleeping occupants from below. Anthropologists frame our terror of these creatures using the concept of abjection. This is the profound revulsion humans experience when things violate the boundary of the body. We are hardwired to keep the sacred interior separate from the outside world. The Krasue is abjection realized. She permanently fuses a recognizably human face with the raw machinery of the interior. She forces the viewer to look at the blood and organs that belong hidden inside. Across different languages and borders, the mythology acts as a shared psychological tool. It gives physical shape to our universal biological revulsion toward the inside of the human body becoming exposed. The persistence of this myth points to a devastating historical reality. For centuries, communities across pre-modern Southeast Asia experienced brutally high rates of maternal and infant mortality. This area chart plots early maternal and infant death rates alongside the spread of the mythology. Women died in childbirth, and infants perished in the night. The actual clinical causes, like hemorrhage or sudden infection, were entirely invisible to the people suffering through them. The Krasue was constructed to solve that invisibility. When a family lost a mother or a child to an unseen infection, the myth provided a tangible predator to blame for the tragedy. Creating a starving, floating monster gave communities a way to process the sudden, violent loss of life. You cannot fight a hemorrhage, but you can build a thorny fence against a creature of the night. Today, the creature occupies a strange cultural space. She has been thoroughly commercialized, appearing as a mascot for lightbulbs, starring in primetime soap operas, and functioning as a common idiom for anyone eating their dinner too greedily. Yet that commercial domestication exists alongside genuine dread. Modern viral sightings are frequently shared across social media, and in certain rural areas, village chiefs still organize armed night patrols to scan the tree line for her glow. Despite smartphones and modern medicine, the old architecture of fear remains intact. The thorny bamboo fences are still constructed, the laundry is still gathered before dark, and the placentas are still buried deep in the earth. She endures as a powerful metaphor for the hidden lives of women. The mythology speaks to suppressed hungers, the brutal costs of societal expectations, and the reality of living one life in public while concealing another in the dark. As long as the human body keeps secrets, the need to build fences will remain. The primal fear of what hides out in the dark, and what hides within ourselves, it never truly fades.